Good morning! It's Saturday! How are y'all doing today? Hopefully pretty good. So, as you might can see, I've got something new for next week's sound bath. If y'all are doing my sound bath stuff at the sound wall, the series or whatever, next Saturday is the next one, October 25th, and we will have a gong. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to add a gong into the mix for a while, and now that we're doing these I've got this like monthly thing at the sound wall with it. It's like, oh, I have a space where I can go and I can set it up, And anyways, I'm excited. And I think for the sound baths, I think I'm gonna change the name, the NERM, the name to Sound Journeys, because I feel like that's a little bit more about what I'm doing with my approach to what I do when I kind of enter the sound bath realm or whatever. I look at it a little bit more like, here, you get to come, you hang out. If you've never done them, what you're doing basically is like you come and you lay down and you close your eyes, and then I do sounds. I have the singing bowls, and I do things with my looper and with my flutes and nature sounds, and basically just creating this space. It's kind of like a soundscape, so to speak. And you have your eyes closed, and without getting into too much of like the science part of it, the general idea is, frequencies. We have different frequencies that can kind of help regulate the nervous system, and like mine are mostly focused on creating this like calm space so that people's bodies can like become calm, and so that they can kind of go back into that rest and reset mode, because we spend so much of our lives in like this really, I just kind of wanted to hear it again, sorry. We spend so much of our lives like going so fast all the time, and sometimes it's when we have these moments of stillness where it's like our mind starts to clear, we can start seeing things better, we find this focus, we start feeling that inner, like our strength that's in there that we don't always get to hear because outside noises are so loud. And so I try to create spaces that are very kind of peaceful, and but then I use the frequencies like the bowls, and I add in some of my songs. So I add in some of my spoken word pieces and some things that aren't typical of all sound baths. So that's why I'm like, maybe I should be calling these sound journeys. But yeah, so the next one will be next Saturday at the sound wall, and I'm really excited about it. I would love it if you came and joined us. I'm really enjoying what is taking place in that space. It's got such a cool, because it's made for like, that was their recording room. That was the room that they used for live recordings in the studio. It's sound treated. And so the way the bowls and all the sounds move around in the room as they're hitting the different like little acoustic panels and stuff, it's a cool experience. I'm just saying. If you like having cool sound experiences, come check one of them out. But enough for my little spiel. I'm gonna hit it one more time. It's so awesome. Okay, enough for my spiel. For today's coffee time, we are gonna do another song that I wrote inspired by those mountains that I've been talking about for the past week. This one I wrote, it's called Fire in Our Hearts, and I wrote it was on the album Hope. So there's actually a music video out that's like an alternative version of this song that Larry helped me make. Well, I mean, he made this alternative version. He moved the vocals around and stuff. I put out a movie that went along with the album Hope. And so at the end, I had two alternative versions of the songs, Hope and Fire in Our Hearts, that were playing during the credits of the movie. So also, yeah, there's a movie out there if you want to watch nature stuff and listen to an album. Look it up, Hope. It's on YouTube. But okay, so let's get into it. I've done enough talking for coffee time. So we are going to get into Fire in Our Hearts. Like I said, This was one of the first songs I wrote inspired by the mountain. I haven't done it acoustically in a while. I normally do this with the loop pedal. And I can do like little guitar solos and like ahs. But let's do the acoustic version. Searched the valley and she searched the dale, lost her soul to that north wind's wail. Vanity within the heart of a mountain tumber, strong and dark, she cried, fire, fire. In our hearts we got fire, fire. In our hearts, the ocean lays out as the waves hit the shore. Take me away like you did before. Find me deep within the caves of irony. My heart is this fire, fire. In our hearts we got fire, fire. In our hearts. Wind speaks to me as she moves through the trees. She said, child, watch your step, you know now what you need. Moves me through the swamps and the glades, through the evergreen. Lord, I'm ever made by this fire, fire. In our hearts we got fire, fire. In our hearts. I thought when I started switching to doing all the sound healing stuff, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a smaller setup because people that see my other show, I have all these pedal boards and I have all this gear, and I was like, oh, I'll just show up with my bowls and do this, and then that has turned into all the gears with that, and now I'm working on a show that combines all of it. So it's like now my setup is like, I really gotta have spaces like doing things like the sound or doing things where it's like they let me come in and spend like an hour or two getting all the gear set up and then putting on this piece. It's like setting up an orchestra of sounds, but it's so exciting because just think about it. You can start a song with like that and and get all the sounds going. And I just recorded some like really awesome, I was on the top of the mountain last week or whenever, and this was not my intention when I went up there, but then I got there and I was like, this is what's happening. And it was so windy. I was walking, I was like surrounded by clouds, and it was so windy, and it was wet because it's clouds, so it's like, but anyways, I had my little audio thing there, my handheld recorder thing, my little Zoom or whatever, and I got to record this wind that was just epic sounding at the top of the mountain, and I had this opening part that's for the show that I'm working on right now. The opening part is called, it talks about this, the convention of the winds, and there's all these winds that are coming together to talk about kind of the future, about what's about to happen, and they're having this discussion. But it's so it's perfect. Like I couldn't have asked for something better, even though at first I was like, oh man, this has been an intense hike, you know. I came up here, I thought I was gonna get to see a view, but like, I mean, I was surrounded by like and it was like, it was intense, but it was exactly what I needed. And I love it when life works out like that. Like you get these moments of synchronicity, you know, things that you couldn't have even planned, and they just kind of work out, and you're like, man, that was beautiful. And yeah, so okay. that was just some talking about synchronicity. And it's all about getting on the right wavelengths, right? Getting on the right vibes, the right frequencies. And when you're on the right frequencies, you start attracting those other frequencies back in. That's why it's so important that like the frequency of gratitude and the frequency of love, like what those, when you are feeling those things, what you put out is like, it's completely different. And you'll start noticing, like people always say like, oh, you know, you should be grateful or be this, and like, but it literally can change things on like a cellular level in our bodies because of the frequencies that we put out when we feel those things. So it's like, it can be hard to feel those in certain moments, but if you're going through something and it's really heavy, you know, you feel what you need to feel in those moments when it's really heavy. Like, don't discredit that. But when you're ready to, when you get to that, the next part, take a moment to find just something to be grateful about, something, because what the important part about it is what you're shifting the way you feel on the inside. And when you start sitting in that place of gratitude, when you sit with that, you have to feel it. You know, when you sit and your body is in, it sends out that frequency, and it's kind of like the vibrations, it sends out that vibration, and it makes it so that you can receive more things like that, because those vibrations look to find other wavelengths that are like that. I don't know if what I'm saying is making exact sense, because I'm seeing a picture in my head. I don't know if you can see the same picture that I'm seeing, but it's like magnets. It's like that kind of a thing. So when we send out that frequency because we feel it, we attract more of it into our lives. And we become more aware of seeing the things around us that we have to be grateful for, or seeing the things around us that can be our solutions. Because sometimes when we look out, we just see like, we see all the problems, but we can't see the solutions yet. And it's like, it's a change of perspective. And when you have the change of perspective, instead of looking out and looking at the problems, you look, and the solutions start kind of, they stand out a little more. So like what I was talking about yesterday, it's like once you let all the fog and the clouds, once you let those settle, the answers are out there, you know? So anyways, I hope you have a beautiful day, and yeah, so today's song was Fire in Our Hearts, and I think that's it. I will see y'all again soon. Thank you so much for joining me for coffee time. Much love, y'all.